Alright guys, that's a bit of the Godfather. You know why I'm playing the Godfather? Because today we're going to make the Godfather sausage. So, how about I get changed and I'll see you in the kitchen. So here we are, welcome to Joe's Taverna. Well, here we go guys, we're going to make the sausage. I've got myself some pork belly. It's been deboned and the skin's been taken off. This is about 5.4 kilos. So I'm going to make two lots of sausages. One that's going to be the Godfather sausage with the chili, and the other half is going to be your plain Italian sausage without the chili. Makes it easier for the kids to eat. We're preparing this for our Easter, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So what you'll need guys is some casings. You're going to need 12 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of pepper, 4 teaspoons of fennel, and 6 tablespoons of paprika. The paprika is made up of 4 tablespoons of sweet paprika and 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. I like using smoked paprika because it gives it that nice little smoky flavour in it. And then for the hot sausage, which was what I call the Godfather sausage, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of chili. Right guys, so the first thing is we've got to grab our pork belly and we've got to cut it up. So what I do is get it cut into small pieces. So we can work on it. So roughly what we're looking at, we want to cut the pieces to be approximately this size so that we can put in all our spices, mix it up before we grind the meat. So I'll continue cutting and we'll come back. So I've cubed it up roughly about this size, and as you can see, the pork belly will give me the right amount of meat to fat ratio. So what we're going to do is I've cleaned this surface up and I'm going to pour all this out on the bench because we're going to add all the spices now. So I'll add the salt first, the pepper, fennel, and the paprika. Now in this mix, I'm only going to put a little bit of chili flake in there. I'm not going to do all of it with the chili. Just going to have a little bit of chili in it, and I'm going to start mixing it up. Make sure everything's coated. The reason why I do this, because when you're grinding it, it helps mix it all up a lot easier. What I'll do now is start putting it in here. What I've done now is split this in half, so there's half the content in there, and I'm going to throw the chili flakes in this. So this is going to be the, oh yeah, spicy one. The Godfather one. So I'm just going to mix it all in, get all the chili in it. There you go, that's enough. Right, now I'm going to get cleaned up and we're going to start grinding the meat. Okay, so let's get going. We're going to grind this, the non-chili one first, so we don't get any chili through there for later. So I'll turn it on, so I'll put it on
a reasonably slow grind. We'll start putting our meat in there. So I'll continue doing this, and when I finish grinding, I'll grind both, or I'll grind the chili mix one too, so we'll be ready then to start putting the sausage in the casing. So we've ground the meat. Here we have the hot and spicy one with the chili, what I call the Godfather, and I'm calling it the Godfather. I don't know if anyone else does. And this is the normal one, which most people like, and you know, if you don't like the hot one, this is the one you're going to eat. So what I'm going to do now is take that and pour it on the bench like that. I'll put this aside. And I'm just going to make sure that the spices are mixed in properly throughout the ground meat. You just do this, guys, mix it all in. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. You know what, this smells really good. I can smell the paprika, especially the smoked paprika. We just keep on doing this. And while we're mixing it like that too, what it's actually doing, it's actually binding the meat. So, okay, I think I've mixed it enough, and you can see it's pretty much sticks to my hand. That's pretty good. I'll put this back. In the bowl, and I'll do the same now with the chili one, and then I'll come back. So what we're going to do after I mix it, we're going to take a sample of it and put it in the frying pan and just make sure that our spice levels are good. This is your last chance before you put it in the sausage to make sure it tastes right. So I'll mix this up and I'll come back. All right, so let's get this taste test happening. So I've got my pan here, it's on the heat. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in there just to coat the pan, not a lot. Just coat it. Let it heat up, and we're going to add both of our patties in there, and let's see how good they taste. And it's always a good idea to do this now, because if you need to add more salt, or if you need to add more pepper or anything else that you might like, now's the time to do it. Once you put it in the sausage, too late. So this is the non-chili one. Pan's not quite hot enough yet. Oh, it's getting there. And this is the chili one. So we'll let that cook, and in about 5 minutes I should be ready to eat. So let's turn it off. This is the standard non-chili, and this is the Godfather. So let's try it. It's going to be nice and hot. standard one. Very nice. Get a hint of that smoky paprika in it. Now let's try the Godfather. This is good, guys. Get that hint of spice. It's hot, but it's not hot enough to get an extinguisher and shove it down your mouth. It's perfect. I'm gonna have another bite of this one. Love this one. Guys, that taste is sensational. So what we're going to do now is put our sausage meat in the casing. So I'm just pulling it through the nozzle that I have here, getting as much of the casing as I can onto it. So I think I've got enough casing in there. I'll just cut it there. Tie a little knot at the end, and what we should have done, I have to pull this out again, what I forgot to do, you actually got to run a bit of meat and get the meat to the end of the nozzle. So that was my mistake. Oh, we caught it. I'll start adding the meat on here, and I'll quickly show you what I mean. As soon as we see the meat coming out of the nozzle, we'll stop it. Otherwise, if you don't do this, you're just going to get a whole heap of air in the sausage. There you go, it's starting to come out. I'll stop it there. Now we'll put it back on. So an important step. Okay, now we'll just start filling. So it's coming out nicely. Just gently let it release the casing, gently. And we're just going to go through this process until we fill the casing up altogether. So there you have it, guys. I've been making the sausages, so I'm just going to show you how to tie them up. Hopefully we don't break any. I had a bit of bad luck in the early ones. So pretty much you grab it, you twist one way, twist the other, and twist the other the opposite way again, and you just keep on doing that all along. It can be frustrating when you start breaking the sausages, so try not to make them too tight when you fill them. Oh, there you go. Just broke another one. Doesn't matter though. You're not drying them, so these are going to get cooked fairly quickly. And then I always have trouble with this. You sort of bring it around, twist it down and around. Round, a twist, and this one's not going to want to do it. just want to get that through there. And that's that one. These are the hot ones, the Godfather sausages, and these are the not as spicy sausages. So these are ready. I'm going to package them, put them in the freezer, and in a couple of weeks' time, Sunday, Easter, I'll be cooking some of these up for everybody to try. So that's it, guys. That's how we make sausages. Well, now, guys, it's time for the taste test. So I've cooked myself one of the little ones. This is the chili flavoured one. Yes, I got it right. The fat to meat content is superb. The flavours are just great. The bite of the chili is there. It's just amazing. Well, kaliwa guys.